here live on Team Fortress TV with Admirable, TurboTabs, and DavidTheWin for this ETF2L 6v6 Nations Cup number 5 powered by TT Esports quarter final. It's Denmark versus England, but so far it's just been England on process. 6-1 there, they smashed it. TurboTabs. We're going to Gully Wash. Dare you give me another prediction?
I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to cut my losses. I'm going to go with national pride, England all the way. Why never break me again at Denmark? You make me sad. England, let's go. I'm going to go with like, seeing as this is their map, correct? Or do Denmark get to choose again?
England's map, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go for the 5-0 England smash. National pride.
All right, you know, I'll just be devil's advocate. I'll try and keep it interesting here. I'm going to say it's going to be a long, drawn-out game. Denmark are going to batten down the hatches here, and it's going to end up for a golden cap. It's going to be 2-2 after full time, then 3-2 Denmark. How's that for a prediction? Oh, I've got that delightful STV bug as well, where I can hear the sound of the demo man. Hopefully that isn't going to be with us.
I think there's a way to restart that. I think
maybe
like,
it's alright, actually.
But yeah, like I think England's map, they're going to feel really comfortable on this. I know this is like War's, I think it's War's favourite map, or at least like it's an English favourite. And is the server lagging for you, or am I disconnecting?
No, the game has started. You think it's War's favourite map? Well, I'm going to watch his play on middle. He's rolled out to the left. He's starting to pre-fire those stickies, but doesn't actually manage to tag Scouts or Rumor. He's now trying to get F2 as weak as possible. That's him down to 80 as F2 makes his way to the double. Actually, F2 playing on the floor here with his demo man. Stark first to die there. They're going to find Raymond as well as Crystal comes in from the flank and picks off England medic. It's a little bit of a collapse here from England. Denmark are still playing around their medic on the floor there. They're baiting down Botnose. He's going to take that one hook line, and Stinker gets finished off by a sticky from Natural there, but that was a team effort. Solid from Denmark there. They had the English confused a little bit, I feel, but Crizzle with the big flank play there, coming in on the blind side, and Reemon off. Absolutely huge.
Man, I feel like the caster's curse is strong with me. Every time I turn the other tide, it just seems the other team starts to do much better. Maybe it's very good that I decided to switch for Denmark's sake. Anyway, and Denmark decides to Uber in here. They get forced, it seems, by Starkey. Wonderful force by Starkey there. And England just going to back up, knowing that, yeah, we got the force for second point. That's a very good outcome to say how much they lost the mid right there.
Yeah, this gives England options from the Danish perspective. It's not really the worst thing. Like, they're able to take control of 4 for free, and they can put up a pretty effective hold here around the lobby or riverside, wherever they choose to. That such that England, if they want to push, will have to try, probably, or very likely to be forced to pop. You know, they managed to kill off Crizzle here. He was going in for the optimistic force, but Reemon is only just getting his charge now, so that wouldn't have worked out. F2 has given up control of the high ground, though. They're going to drop down with the combo to Big Door, and I'm not really a fan of this because you can't really do much from Big Door. Once you're out, you're out. But they have managed to force the Uber, and now the Danes are able to rotate here. They're going to come in, they're putting Natural on high. He's going to be able to block that point. War's actually just waiting behind him at choke. He's ready to just coordinate with his team to come in for the cleanup, but they need to go huge right now. England, only 3 players left alive. War's jumping up, he's carpet bombing that point. 2 frags in, and the pipe onto F2 as well from the air, but it doesn't matter despite his best efforts. The rest of his team are dead, and Denmark with a first round on the board here. This is a change of pace.
It was looking really good for England there. Like, it seemed like the perfect push up until they were forced with that Uber right there. Like, that's all they had to do. If they just couldn't force that Uber, it would just be in tatters for Denmark as they're rolling out to middle here. Natural taking the left side roll out, raining carpet stickies onto the pillar soldiers. England, they're just setting up positions on the mid. England going deciding to go aggressive now.
Yeah, they're gonna destroy these Danes. They've done so much damage there. And like, it was both teams trying to play a little bit passive. I think England have learned their lesson from the first middle. They were just gonna sit back and use their superior ability. And like Warher, yeah, was putting out big damage throughout all of that. Just with those pinpoint stickies, softening targets up for his team, and like the health throughout that whole middle was far superior for England. And they just, when they decided to push forward together, They managed to crush them, and already they're Ubering onto last year. They've destroyed the sentry gun of Zen, and they're just going to go straight for the point here. This is always risky, but with so many players already down, they're just going to force the issue there. They're going to make it 1-1, a fast response there. And I wonder, do Denmark have anything else in the tank for mids? Are they just going to sit back and hope Crizzle gets lucky, or do they have a few other strategies to lay out here?
Well, it seems like whenever England start to push the issue first, it seems they roll over in these mids. Denmark really need to make something happen in the first few seconds of the game, but Starkey's not giving them that chance, already bombing it, making them play off this passive. Now
Warrior getting smashed there. Crizzle jumped up on Lunsum into an air sticky from Natural. England find themselves only 2 up. Remon and Permzilla trying to do work. Actually, Remon has left Permzilla to die long ago. That was definitely the right move. He survived with 50%, but F2 knows he's got a big advantage here. Momentum for Denmark. They're going to storm ahead, start getting time on CP4 already. Natural controlling those lobby doors, but I don't think anybody from England's going to be peeking here. Warrior is doing his trademark sticky trap on Riverside. Let's see if anybody from Denmark is going to fall for that one, but we're seeing a little bit of a less aggressive push forward here compared to what we saw from England. Denmark just waiting. They're going to wait for the spawns, and as such, they're going to be in an Uber versus Uber battle here. I'm sure they're aware of it. There's War pre-firing those pipes, trying to catch Crizzle. He gets him with a roller as he goes for the med pack. Here comes the Uber from Denmark. Even though they already lost a player, they're going to go in and trade there, and it didn't work out well for them. F2 has managed to get out on Riverside. He pops an arrow into Zen's back. There's a Sky making a play for the point. It is Ronnie O'Sullivan, aka Hellberg, but he is going to get cleaned up. There's even a sentry on last there, although it doesn't actually cover the point, but nobody on Denmark is even close to capping that.
Man, Denmark just seem a lot slower when playing compared to England. England always seem to have this big push about them, at least on this Gully Wall push map, whilst you know, when the ball goes into Denmark's court, they seem to like lollygag and just like they're a lot more afraid. They're constantly checking all these spots when they really could just be moving up and like taking advantage of some of these Uber advantages.
Yeah, they're not really a team with a lot of aggression. You know, I think like statistically, or there's some is it that Denmark is the nicest place where they're the happiest people, the happiest nation in the world. So they've got no real aggression in it seems, despite being a Viking heritage, but I think that's true in their TF2 as well. I agree with what you're saying, but right now England were trying to get a little cheeky. They had capped that midpoint, but now they're going to lose it again. They find themselves with a 70% Uber disadvantage, but that is decreasing all the time as Denmark start to move through choke. They're being very methodical. They see Starkey doing the very high skip jump. F2 actually pops off Uber there.
Okay.
Maybe the call was a little overexcited. Now he's running towards Big Door on his own. He's in the face of Buttnose. Sorry, that was Permzilla. Buttnose was behind, and he comes in and puts the scatter shot between the shoulder blades of F2. Medic down, and only 2 players up. 3 players up right now for Denmark.
I have no clue what F2 was thinking there. I know there was a big soldier up in the sky that looked really pretty scary, but you know, he was fine. He was like above 100 health sort of thing. He wasn't going to die to a soldier anytime soon. But
maybe he was worried about that, you know, that double rocket sink. Like he could get hit with 2 rockets at once if the start was coming from very high. But anyway, sort of uncharacteristically flapped the unflappable F2. Right on that mid fight though, we did see England pushing forward with Uber charge, but as they cap the point, it's going to be about 35% difference. Denmark with the advantage, but a player down here in a terrible position. They can't do much here. Much better ways to try and contest the point and just sit back and lobby and hide, but maybe this is their attempt at a forward hold. Starkey peeking up there on Riverside is down as low as 50 before he jumps back to regroup with his team, but he can tell his teammates that Denmark are in fact positioned around that lobby trying to make something happen, and England know that they are at a disadvantage and that Denmark are thinking of pushing or doing something here, but now they have 100%. It's just all slipping away from them. They need to do something now, and it's probably going to be nothing. They're probably just going to hold, take the fight.
It seems Denmark seem very nervous throughout the entire game, like they're just constantly slowly checking things, taking their time with everything really, not taking these somewhat riskier pushes. Just deciding to, like, you know, it's even, we got a point on the board, they got a point on the board, like, let's not fuck around here. We could still win this if we just do things carefully.
Oh, look at these sentry shenanigans here. They showed the sentry on one side, now they're going to relocate it to the shade. And even though Crizzle went down there, they do that 6th man on the field, or 7th man on the field, the level 3 sentry gun. It's back up now. And can do decent work to block the point, half of the point anyway, but it will require England to really commit to a push here. And they went in with that charge and they weren't happy with what they'd done in the initial phase of their push. They backed out, they're going to regroup and come up with a plan here. Warrior, yeah, gets spammed very heavily there, was down as low as 30 health before backing off to meet up with his medic. Crizzle's going to peek here into lobby and see if he can catch any unwary England players off, but he's essentially acting alone there because Zen is playing NG and Hellberg on the sniper. He's not going to have much support on the flank, so he's going to come back and regroup with his team. Both teams building that Uber very well, only a 1% difference here, and it's going to be Uber versus Uber again, and it's 1-1 here, so Denmark perfectly within their rights to sit here and play as defensive as they like.
Yeah, Denmark can feel pretty confident holding this on Gully Wash. Gully Wash being infamous for a last hold being very difficult to put, but they still need to make a push. Like defending this all game is not going to win the round for them. They need to have some sort of plan to like just play off these little tiny picks or these little opportunities that open up to them.
Yeah, Crizzle, the Danish roamer, he knows that whenever there's a man down he can trade for free, and he does try and peek into the lobby there, but he didn't seem to like the situation, and he's going to back out. Drag respawns, he's going to stay on Soldier, but Stark is actually running Spy here.
Let's get the Spy cam, where is it?
He's in the lobby. I'm not sure if he's been spotted. I didn't see anybody's perspective there for a while. I just noticed he was...
Oh, he's going in.
He's managed to tell his team to silence the guns now. Are they going to distract for him?
Medical point, that's the choice Stark he has to make right now.
Oh yeah, he's running the cloak and dagger, of course.
Yeah, he's got all the time in the world to make this decision. So medical point, what's it going to be?
He sees everything. He sees the sentry gun. He knows the entire defensive setup here.
Yeah, but England probably...
Does he realise that NG's right behind him? Is he about to get bumped into by Zen?
Yeah, but England could probably take a guess at what's going to happen on the Gully Wash last hold. It's not exactly, you know, great Sherlock mystery.
This is really smart though. This is like Highlander style spy play. He can sit in here and relay all the information to his teammates and help them decide how they want to push. He's going to go for the sniper pick here. Oh no. He's going to recloak again. Uber's traded here. Starkey didn't get his opportunity. Now he sees Zen.
Oh, yeah, he gets the stab on the Doman. He tries to take the teleport from Denmark that they've set up to switch to the other side. Admirable play.
Oh, beautiful. But it was almost like England were trying to do too much there. Like, if that Uber hadn't come in, Stark probably would have got the frag anyway, or a different frag, but yeah, England went in and they committed to it as well. Even though it was like straight up Uber trade, they really went for it.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot complex plan. Like, it was like, if we could just push in here, distract, you know, Denmark for just a little bit, and then maybe that opens Starkey up to a very easy stab on the medic or something like that. But no, they even tried to go past that and go like, we're going to exchange Ubers, and during all the chaos, that's when Starkey's going to pull out a demo man pick or something like that, and we're going to re-push and like destroy. But like with Zen being on engineer, that just makes those re-pushes like impossible.
Starkey was just watching Sideshow's demos from the Israel game, and he was like, you know what, we need a spy. He's going to play spy. It didn't work for him this time. He's not Sideshow. He can't produce the goods just like that at the drop of a hat, like one of the all-time great spies Sideshow can do.
Oh, big snipe by Hellberg. Hellberg being one of the best snipers in Europe, I would say.
Thanks, Doc.
Yeah, he's long had that reputation, you know, but like since he's been playing with Lego, I'm not sure if he's been impressing me as much. Maybe he's restricted by his Danish cohorts. But look at this as well, actually. Zen has switched up his sentry position again. He's got it real close to the lobby there. If England are paying attention, they may be able to hear that and be aware of the position, but right now they don't have a spy, they don't have that free information. They have to pay to peek here, and that's dangerous whenever Hellberg is sniped when he's watching Warher trying to get the shot. He does pop off, but no frag comes in.
Yeah, Zen playing SimCity here, just building up all these lovely old buildings, having a great time, forgetting he's playing TF2. I mean, what else is there to do on Gully Wash? And Starkey goes in for a jump, but that sentry gun's not going to allow any room for... Oh, War's going for it. War just walks it, but it seems like he gets immediately shut down by... is it Dr. Phil there? Yeah.
A headshot there from Ronnie O. Elberg.
F2 decides to
Look at
over
Buttnose
out.
as well.
Buttnose
is in lower and lower. He's thinking of going for last. But he's picked up his medics. Oh yeah, that's true. If you're all the way on the to go Riverside, can he rotate? Oh, England are really taking this fight. Despite them being 2 down. Permzilla's going to step in to natural, create the space. Nobody's there to help him, even F2 can't save him. And he'd be furious that there was nobody else there with himself and F2 in that combo pushing out. And with the demo man down, England will surely throw in a few players. This Sentry doing big work. Catches Permzilla, has him down as 80, loses that buff. Permzilla's going to play the point now, he's going to be turning a lot of heads. This is where Warrior will be stepping in, trying to pump out that damage towards the point, but Permzilla's dealt with so quickly. War actually gets just destroyed there by the combined fire of the Danish team. Drak rolling in on the heavy, but without the hail, he's taking so much damage. He's going to go down too. But he did beat out a frag for Starkey there onto Dr. Phil. He does himself get flanked. This is absolute mayhem here, but it's uber advantage right now for F2. If he wanted to push into Raymond, he could catch him. They're Denmark though. What am I saying? I always say these things like plays you could make, and then I have to remember that they are Denmark.
It seems like there was a lot of chaos going constantly without the only consistent thing staying on was that sentry gun, babysitting like the tone of the entire last push there. But when it finally went down, like chaos could just like reign. But it's a shame that Warrior wasn't in the exact same position, like ready for Buttnose's sort of little point play. Anyway, as they push in, they're just Natural just shutting down this push by England through Cho. Cho's trying to force their way in there with no Uber, no nothing, and Natural's just showing, I'm a demo man, I don't allow that.
Permzilla! Oh my god, the 3k. Natural and Hellberg were super weak. F2 was trying to heal them up, but Permzilla, the calls must have been good from England there. He had the information he needed to just step forward into 3 players and kill every last one of them. And now with no medic or demo up, they're going to send Starkey onto the point. He serves off the ring that was launched off by a rocket there, but that looked impressive, but was ultimately a fail as the scattergun of Hellberg sends him to the spawn queue, TurboTabs.
Yeah, Starkey just thinking there like, we haven't got the super built up and there's no point in me just standing around not doing anything. I might as well go for this bomb and see if we can make something happen. If it doesn't happen, then it's not the worst thing in the world. They're not really going to push out from just a soldier pick. As Buttnose was running there. Is Starkey going pyro? What is this?
Oh, Hellberg's running spy right now? Is he just checking for the charge? He's gonna go sniper.
I want to know what England are doing this pyro. Like, they're on Riverside. It looks like they're gonna like do a point play or something. Like push off the...
Pyro's going underneath. He's gonna make a play for the point eventually with the air blast, but he's just getting position right now. The Ubers have been traded. Neither team has lost a player. There's some damage put on to the Danes though. England are still in this fight, but the heavy of Zen is yet to die. He's going to be able to put out so much damage and is pretty much unaffected by those air blasts. But Warrior is trying to make a play for the point. Ooh, he's managed to get one frag onto Hellberg. He's going in. Those pipes don't miss often. Oh, does connect one onto F2, who's down to half health, but Denmark have held on there despite the huge pyro plays, the finest of strategies from England. And they're gonna continue to turtle. It seems 1-1 is a scoreline they're happy with.
Yeah, it's a shame. That pyro play would have been like really good. Just the one class there that could have stopped that from happening, or maybe 2 classes if you count the engineer, was a heavy. If that heavy just stood on the point, like that pyro can't do anything, at least not without an Uber. But they decided to slap that Uber onto War and the soldier, just trying to make room for him. Distract up, and then maybe the pyro can just like sneak onto point and just stop any blocking.
Gonna be a straight up Uber trade here planned by England. Drak and Raymond committing in there with the trade. Dr. Phil just standing there like a brick wall around that shutter door. They've managed to keep Drak trapped in. They're gonna be able to kill him off, but as they all focus in, Starkey comes in on the flank, puts a lot of damage onto Natural, gets him as low as 15 health before his Danish opponents managed to focus him down, but almost an opportunity there for England to break that defense. But back to the drawing board once again. Now Denmark with the chance to push out here. They see War and Raymond, and War's going to try for a trap. Jets, it doesn't get anything now, backs off to regroup with his team. Is anyone going to off-class? Could we see a sniper here? Butno's going to stick to scout, so it'll be cookie cutter for England. It's pretty much neck and neck in terms of Uber.
Yeah, very questionable plays by England. Like, Drac could have got out. Like, it was well within his power, but he kind of like just did a 180 and went, okay, I'm going to stay in and fight and just make things a lot more scrappier. Like, just, I think that's just England's confidence just like seeping through, thinking like, if we just go for these scrappier plays, like play off our DM, which probably our strengths lie, we could probably beat Denmark here, even though they've got position, but position proves stronger than DM this round.
Oh, Natural gets tied with a rocket there, top of the point, and F2's forced to Uber, but it was pretty much an even Uber from Raymond as well. He flashed a few players to back out. England have sent players behind to find the frag. Starkey onto Zen, and Drac's going to kill off Crizzle there. So England managing to come out ahead in the man advantage situation. Stark on last is trying to find med packs. He sees F2's coattails walking up the stairs there, tries to come in on. He's just acting as a distraction right now. Drac's going to get credit for 3 frags as he moves forward there. Natural and Phil joining Crizzle, who he killed off earlier, but Phil did manage to kill Stark, so things have sort of stabilised here. See that Denmark are back on their own last again, and they must be getting a little bit frustrated here. This isn't the first time they've held last, pushed out, and then pushed back again. Would it be better, you know, like if they actually want to win, would it be better to just throw the round and go and take a new mid fight and try and revive the game, refresh things up a little bit? That's not the way Denmark play, you know, they don't think like that, but it's an option.
Maybe they're thinking if we defend well...
Look at England! Do you see the classes they're playing right now?
Oh man. What? Okay. I guess we'll go to the spy cam, I suppose. Like, I guess I'll take Starkey, you take Drag. Starkey's going into water.
Double spy, double water play.
Just kind of make you wonder why they take cloak if they're just going to go into water, but okay. So they've identified the sticks on the point and they went, shit, what are we going to do now?
Here's what's going to happen. Stark's going to get as much time in the point as he can. Drag's going to hide.
Oh.
He's going to wait. He's disguised as an enemy scout.
Drac is a bit... Oh, he's doing it! He's going for it! You've looked into the crystal ball! And they've Ubered in. I'm not the healthiest Uber coming out from England. Like, then again, they do pick off some nice players. End up yet. It seems all that time on the point has just proved too much for... Like, you can only keep so many eyes and tabs on that point right there.
Like, no, just breathes on the point and he casts it. They're gonna take it to a 4th middle here. 8 minutes 30 seconds on the clock. Natural immediately being pressured by Starkey, launches him up with a pipe, but nobody's there in time to finish him off. Oh, Dr. Phil.
Big hit.
And Drag trading shots on the Spire, but it's Phil who's going to go down. Both scouts from Denmark down. F2's already left the building, but is he being flanked by Primzilla? No, he decides to go back from the big door and regroup with his team. Natural's actually going to be able to make it out to the big door, but Frizzle will be the last one to die there.
F2 is so out, he's just abandoned everyone.
He knows these kids are terrible. He's like, head in his hands. What are you guys doing? And he's left. They won't even get charging time, and this is what Denmark should have been doing whenever they had the Uber advantage. Just going ahead, trying to make something happen with their Uber. Even though they're outnumbered, all they need to do is get like 1 frag, and they have the man advantage. They can go and try and make something happen, but they decided to go back. The spam was pre-fired there by Natural, and now England again in a very familiar situation. They've got Stark running an engineer here.
Man, no respect for Denmark whatsoever.
Are they going to build a sentry, a teleporter? There's all sorts of shenanigans that you do here. Like, you could,
like Denmark are forced out of the comfort zone here. Like they actually have to do something. They can't just like defend because they are round down. And there have been plenty of times in Gully Wash where it's just these 1 rounds where people just like end up parking the bus like almost 15 minutes in or so, and just like not allowing this team to push out and not allowing a team to win on the last one.
A special request in for Stark. I want him to go back to spawn, build a level 3 teleporter, then put an entrance down somewhere hidden in the Danish base, you know, somewhere close so that they can just go in and throw bodies. Entrance. Yeah, or an exit, and they can go and get that super fast respawn where they can take the level 3 and be like right in there
Man.
on top of the Danes. That's what I want to see.
While that would be a treat to see, it would be kind of annoying for the next couple of games in the next weeks. Just be like, oh man, England did it. Like, it's totally legit, man. We can just do this all the time.
That's what I want to see. That's what needs to happen right now.
We've already got the double spy. Are you not satisfied?
Oh, war kills off natural. Big demo man pick there. I'm not sure if it was the, you know, the reverse pick. He sacrificed himself so that they'll push, but
You think a big pick like that they would push, but nope. England just.
What are you gonna
they're
do,
just
man? You've got
stuck
anything.
here. I think they're just gonna slap out the magazines and just like.
There's
take
some
a
cool
break.
strats then you can do as well, like if you got that level 3 pre-built. We used to do this on Badlands. I think it's like actually a Mackie strategy from North America olden days, but like on Badlands you push in with your Uber making a big distraction, and meanwhile you're putting your level 3 up on main so it's covering the point, and then you can start to play the point.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But right now it's natural getting into the face of Raymond. Uber has been popped off much later by Raymond as F2s is just about to fade. They still have 30%. They're looking for frags here. Zen is lucky to escape with his life. He's going to pick up pills there and he'll be back to full health. But England more than happy to run the clock down, I think.
Yeah, it just seems like they showed a little presence in that Uber and went like, oh, you're back in your base? Okay, we'll go back to our base that we've set up on your 4th point.
Oh, there's Permzilla in chat. He's saying lol, and then a capital lol, LOL. He is loving this right now. He is in the game and he's on Twitch chat, trolling us. Well played, England. Taking this Nations Cup very seriously. If you have just joined us, this is the ETF2L 6v6 Nations Cup number 5, powered by TT Esports. This is the quarter-final. England versus Denmark. England already taken the first map, are now sitting in a winning position here with a 2-1 lead. They have parked the bus. They've set up camp outside the Danish lobby, but they've just lost Permzilla and Starkey, so that sentry is lacking an engineer to heal it. It's gonna go down. Sentry down. I repeat, sentry down. TurboTabs.
Base destroyed. Push. Oh, they're going in. Phil's made an ambitious jump on wall. Couldn't pull out the frag though. Oh, it seems like the Ubers have come out in top lobby, but Denmark is starting to back out. They've lost 2 players on the back of that.
Crizzle on 3 health. Butnos is going to pistol him. He's on the point, but he trades in fact. Now F2's running back to make sure that point is blocked. It's being pressured hard by England. Only Natural left alive, and England have just played the waiting game. They have been plotting this all along. Several waves of failed pushes have finally resulted in a stranglehold there on that last point that just forced Denmark to make too many mistakes. And with less than 4 minutes left on the clock, it's 3-1 England here on the 5th middle, TurboTabs.
Yeah, it seems destroy the soul, win the game. As Denmark decide to roll out through, the demo man through bottom left this time, just walking up to the top left. But it seems like with all this free ground, England have just decided to take these kills that were just like, you know, given to them up on this high ground.
Yeah, it seems like the spirits have been well and truly broken on the Danish side. Now F2 and Natural are trapped here. Warrior can control that roller door, but he's trying to land magic pipes. He can't finish off Natural, but he's calling in his scouts, encouraging them forward there. Permzilla is going to finish off Zen, but it was Zen who killed off War. Natural on the bottom.
They got forced by Permzilla. Permzilla's still alive. Just dancing around. This is just... Oh, he finally goes down to Natural.
Yeah, most people don't know that Permzilla is actually a ballet understudy as well. Incredible physique, that man, hidden underneath those curly locks, but huge dance moves there. He's going to respawn in 3 seconds. Uber coming in now from England. Drag getting a little help from the sticky of Natural there, launches him forward, but he doesn't want to continue. They're looking around. Permzilla respawns on the sniper, kills off Zen. Choke there, I can hear his soundscape. I think everybody can on the stream, but yeah, Permzilla doing work.
Yeah, I think this is the point in the game where like people are just doing things just because like there's not much logic to things others are just going off when people feel like snipers are just coming out and headshotting everything. People leaving the medic behind to fight the soldier by himself with the sniper.
He's on a 3k right now. He is just doing it for the fans. You know, he's giving us a little taste of everything. We've seen quite a few classes on display from England, both in offense and defense. And they could get another round on the board here. There's still 1 minute 50 seconds left, TurboTabs.
Yeah, but it's almost, yeah, it's definitely mathematically like impossible for Denmark to come back at this point. This is just
Check
known
out
as.
Zen's position right now.
Let's see here. Ooh. Oh, well, it kind of gets ruined by natural like pushing up there and just poking his head through. And they're like in this dead time.
Oh,
like
that's nice. The Danes are just gonna go for it. They know there's a sniper there. That
England
they know
trying
that
to
they
hide
don't
in
have Uber.
that little spot just above the main rollout route.
It's a shame that they only remembered how to play TF2 like when there's 1 minute left on the clock. Yes, Denmark, you can actually push without Uber charge. Well done, congratulations. And they're going to continue here. The penalty has dropped, but all too late. 1 minute, 60 seconds left on the clock here. But that round difference, it's too great. It's just not possible, TurboTabs.
Seems not. The pyros are coming out. All, you know, it's just really like fun hour now. As you know, Denmark just roll in with the Uber, just trying to pick up any log frags they can, make it look good. Oh, F2 getting a very nice arrow onto the sniper. Starkey commenting on said arrow, it seems.
England getting wiped here. 25 seconds left on the clock. Denmark gonna do it.
They get one for the pride.
They're making that game look closer than it was.
And GG's are called.
I did say a 3-2 scoreline after a golden cap to Denmark.
Oh my god.
So I was totally wrong. But not as wrong as you, my friend. Ah.
Yeah.
What was your scoreline?
5-0 smash. Well, I was... Who can predict the double spy plays, the pyros and the engineers?
Nah, you got it right, man. You backed England to win and they have produced the goods. We'll take a look at the logs as I try and copy them out of the chat, but you know how buggy that is. No. But we'll see. There'll be all sorts of classes here in these logs. There'll be a statistical field day. But that has been the best of 3 series, 1 and 2 maps by England. A very different strategy, a different approach to the game taken by them in the second map. After the sort of shock and awe, the smash that was Process 6-1, they showed that they've got a little tactical noose there. They showed a lot of different strategies there. I think teams are going to be scared of England going into the next round, TurboTabs.
The question I want to ask is like, is this the current lineup of England? Like, what happened to Cadis? Is he coming back? Is this going to be it, or is this just like a filler team for his return?
Well, you know, like Cadis or War, it's like an embarrassment of riches. Either demo man could be good, but they've got Draken and Permzilla now as well. I think this roster's looking good. Stark on Roamer is always entertaining to watch. Look at all these off classes as well. I'm looking at the logs right now. Natural actually top damage, but you know it's pretty easy to do damage as demo man when you're just holding. Ask Permzilla at A52 or Permzilla in any game where he plays demo man. Period. Looking at the team stats, there's only like 5 frags in it. Slight lead for Denmark. In fact, they had more frags, more damage, but still ended up losing the game 3-2 because they're just massive pussies. They refused to push in anything other than a complete wipe until it was 1 minute left on the clock. TurboTabs, anyone else stats or performances in the game impress you or stand out for you?
I'm just going to give my man of the match to whoever had the idea of double spy. Like these little creative plays on Gully Wash makes it like exciting, and I thank them for it.
I'm sure it was, even though Saichu isn't playing anymore, I'm pretty sure he's like the coach, you know, he's the 7th man on Mumble.
I'm sure he was just slipping in these ideas through Mumble. Just like, man, go do this, you could totally pull it off.
He's sitting there with his little chalkboard, you know, he's drawing the circles and the arrows, and he's like, you know, if one spy comes in from the water and waits 5 seconds, they got the timing down well, and Butnose managed to capitalise on that. Intelligent play from England. Permzilla did really well actually on Scout, even though the game was a little bit of a joke. He still did his country proud. I don't even want to get anybody in for an interview. I think we quite happily wrap things up here, TurboTabs. Let the people know your final thoughts, how you felt about your first cast here and the England win.
I just want to let it be known that this is a lot harder than it looks. But I thank you for the opportunity, and hopefully I can do this again and hopefully, maybe do a better job.
I want to see a round of applause on Twitch chat for TurboTabs here. Some clappers, please.
Oh,
Clap,
God.
clap. And I'll tell you guys that... Oh, Stark wants to come in for an interview, actually. I think we've got time for that, sure. But I will tell you guys as well that you should check out teamfortress.tv. There's going to be an announcement about that invitational we've been talking about for a while, a big Invite 8-team tournament coming up on the 21st of September. I think we're also going to try and cover some of this Logjam Cup this weekend and continue our Nations Cup coverage. TurboTabs, are you playing in the Logjam Cup?
No, it seems I can't really dedicate to a team right now. So I was like, man, I need to keep involved in TF2. I love this game so much. What can I do? I know I can cast.
So you're not actually going to be playing at all next season?
No, hopefully. Maybe this is the start of my lucrative casting career, maybe. We'll see.